So today we are starting personal selling chapter. That's unit number 2. Personal selling. What is personal selling? Personal selling is also known as a face-to-face selling, in which one person who is the salesman tries to convince the customer in buying a product. It is a promotional method by which the salesperson uses his or her skills and ability to an attempt to make ability in an attempt to make a sale. So basically, in personal selling, what a salesperson is trying, he is trying to sell product face to face. In personal selling approach, they try to interact face to face. They try to resolve and they try to convince the customer face to face. So that we also known as face to face approach. Then purpose of selling, why face to face approach is required. So there are three major approaches, or we can say three major purposes why personal selling is required. Number one is when we have innovative products and we want to introduce our innovative product to the market. We have innovated something, or we have identified something new, and we want to introduce that innovation to the market. Then we'll go for personal selling, because at that time we have to explain our product, we have to give some explanation to the potential customers regarding products. Then if second point is conveying information, if we have to convey some information to my potential customers, then we'll go for personal selling approach. Whatever things we want to convey to our potential customers regarding products, regarding features, regarding price, regarding something new which we have in our product, then we'll go for personal selling. And if we see that so much problems are coming in my product, and the customers are not very much satisfied with my performance or with my product's performance, then we'll again try to go for personal selling approach. Then solving customer problems, we want to solve customers problem. They are not able to handle the problems independently. They need some assistance. They want some assistance at the time of selling. Then we'll go for to solve customers problem. Then we will approach the personal selling process. Then attitude about selling, some attitudes are required. If you really want to be a salesperson, some attitudes are required. Salespersons are born, not made. The salesperson are born. I've given you an example. A small kid is the best salesperson because he knows how to convince their parents to purchase a candy. So if he is able to convince his father, his mother, his brother or sister, or any person to purchase a candy, it means he is a salesperson. So he's a born salesperson. So if you have the ability to sell the product, you have ability to convince the person, then you are a salesperson. You cannot be changed yourself as a salesperson. No, that attitude, that ability is inbuilt at the time of your birth. So that you have to identify, you have that kind of ability or not. If you have that kind of ability, then only go for sales. Otherwise, choose some other path. That is the best example, or that is the best suggestion that a salesperson can give. Then salespeople must be good communicator. Yes, you should be a good communicator. Not it doesn't mean you should be good in English, or you should good in other local language. No, whatever language you want, whatever language is required in that particular environment, that should be good. So you are able, or salesperson is able to communicate in their required language, then he is a good communicator. Selling is a matter of knowing the right techniques or tricks. Yes, selling is a matter of knowing the right techniques. What techniques are required in that particular situation? Where my sales are stuck? Why this customer is not convincing? What extra efforts are required to convince that potential customer? That is the main tricks or techniques which you have to, or salesperson has to know at the time of sales. A good salesperson can sell ice to an Eskimo. Yes, he can sell ice to an Eskimo, or he can sell comb to a less hair person. So that ability is required. Then people generally do not want to buy it. This is the hard truth. Nobody wants to spend their hard-earned money. Nobody wants to purchase anything. You have to motivate. You have to force your potential customers to purchase the product. So that ability is required. Then personal selling as promotion. Yes, personal. You can use personal selling as promotion activity also. If we see our promotional mix, then we'll find personal selling. It means personal selling is a part of promotion, but actually it's also a part of selling. So we can say that personal selling is a part of promotion as well as selling. In personal selling, we promote our product. Basically, in personal selling, we try to promote our product. That is why personal selling is a part of promotion. So it's a flexibility approach. If you are able to sell, that is good. If you are not able to sell, then at least you can give a thought, or you can give a impression to the customer that this product is also exists in the market. So you can position your product in the mind of the consumer. That is important. So that is a flexible activity. Goal is sales. Yes, in personal selling, your main goal is sales. You want to sell a product because you have some targets, and you have to achieve those targets. And for that, your first aim is to sell the product. So goal is sales. And that is a very focused approach, because you have to interact individually, you have to focus one to one. That's why it's a very focused activity, and it's very costly activity, because you have to uh, invest a lot for one potential customer. So it's a costly activity. You have to invest one, then one again, individual. You have to approach individually, and if you are approaching individually, you have to invest a lot for that individual customer. And that if that sales is not done, you are not able to sell the product, it means you have wasted that particular efforts and money. So it's a costly activity, and you have to try to minimize your waste. And for that, you have to set a set mechanism. And I can give you the best example of personal selling is medical representatives presentations. How they convince the doctors, what kind of activities they are performing at the time of their sales demo or sales presentation. That is the best way to minimize the waste. And then difficult to attract quality people. Yes, it's very difficult to attract quality people. It's very difficult to identify the potential customers, quality people, and then convert those potential customers or quality people into existing customers. So it's really a tough task, and for that, a salesperson has to work very hard. Then when personal selling is used, so we have two different aspects when personal selling we have to use. One is market, and second is product. So when market is concentrated, we'll use personal selling. When we have concentrated market, we have very small market but very dense, very concentrated market, then we try to go for personal selling. Geographically, yes, we have to see geographically. We can cover the geographically, because if our customers are very sophisticated, they are very rich, they are very possessive about their money, then we'll go for personal selling approach, because we have to see the market scenario also. Geographically, they are situated in one place, like Rajpur Road. If we are dealing in Rajpur Road, they rich people are living there. So we have to approach on that particular area. So we have to see geographically. Or maybe in some industries we are dealing in personal selling approach. It's not required, like a steel company. or maybe iron companies. These companies, cement companies, these companies are dealing in personal selling approach or distributor selling approach. In several large customers, if you have very large customers and you don't want to go in physical retail shop, physical retail system, then you can go for personal selling approach. That is also very important. Then we have product. Value is not apparent. If your value is your product is very costly, high unit cost, your product is very high unit cost, then you'll go for personal selling approach, because normal people will not purchase your product. So for that you need a specific force to promote your product and try to sell those product to the customer, because your unit cost is very high. Your product is very technical, then you want a sales force, because that technicality you have to give that information or knowledge to your potential customer. So you have to convince your customer that okay, fine, this is a very technical product, but we are able to give you full knowledge about my technical product, and we will convert you very friendly with our technical product. So that time personal selling is required. If demonstration is required for your product, like AquaGuard, we have seen AquaGuard and Eureka Forbes is giving personal selling approach. So that approach, we can take an example of AquaGuard, that they are coming to our house and they are giving a demonstration of whatever information is required, they are providing to convince our customers. It's fitted to customers' need. If my product is suitable and customers want a personal approach, then we'll go for personal selling. If customer wants a personal approach, customer's need is a personal approach from the company, then we'll go for personal selling. And the last one is when my product in product life cycle, my product is in introductory stage. We are in the introductory stage and we are trying to enter in the market, then we'll try to approach personally. We'll try to connect with our customers, and that particular time we want to go to personal selling, because in personal selling we try to achieve our two motives. Number one is sales and number two is promotion. With the help of sales, we are also trying to position our product in the mind of the consumer. If that sales will not complete, at least I am able to position a product in the mind of the consumer. And maybe my sales is done and he or she can give me a reference. So that particular activity will solve my 2 points. Number one is selling and number two is promotion. So that is why we use personal selling. Then we have 5 different channels of selling: over the counter, field selling, telemarketing, inside selling, and online selling. So we have 5 different channels. Number one is over the counter selling. Personal selling conducted in retail and some wholesale location in which customer come to the seller's place of business. Yes, like we are going for purchasing some grocery items to my nearby stores. That is over the counter. Or we are going to trends for purchasing some clothes. We are going to mall to purchase some product. That is over the counter selling. When a customer and seller is dealing on the counter, then this is a over the counter selling. Then field selling, salesperson made at prospective customers' home or business on a face-to-face basis. When a salesperson is going to the customer's place and they are trying to convince them and they are trying to sell the product, that is field selling. Or maybe his home or business premises or whatever place they want to interact, they want to give a demonstration or whatever things, whatever discussions are required, whatever demonstrations are required. If a salesperson is giving that demonstration or that discussion at customer's place, potential customer's place, we call it field selling. Then we know it, telecalling, promotional presentation involved the use of the telephone on an outbound basis by salesperson or on an inbound basis by customers who initiate calls to obtain information, place order. Either the team of telecalling will call you to convince or to motivate to purchase the product, or maybe I can call for some information. I can ask for some information as a customer. So we call it telemarketing. Like if somebody has called me for mutual fund and I'm interested, I tell, okay, give me your number, I'll call you the suitable time. So that is inbound or outbound telemarketing. So both the way, when we used to communicate on telephone, we call it telemarketing. Then inside selling, performing the functions of field selling but avoiding travel related expenses by relying on phone, mail and electronic commerce to provide sales and product service for customers on an continuing basis. Yes, inside selling, this is also a kind of field selling, but in this activity we are not going outside, we are not going customers place, but we are trying to convey our message through phone, mail or any other electronic commerce activity, and we are convincing, we are converting potential customer into existing customer. We call it inside selling. Then the last one is very famous nowadays, that is online selling. So online selling, performing the sales function via the internet by allowing customers to access product information, check prices and place their own orders without input from any actual salesperson. Yes, that the very good example, we can say that Flipkart, Snapdeal, Amazon, whatever websites are available nowadays, we are promoting a product as well as we are selling a product. Customer can visit, can see my online mall, and they can choose the product, they can order the product. So these activity can perform on online platform, and we call it online selling. So now we are closing here for today, and next we'll continue tomorrow.